Making the bed, it's something I haven't put much effort into for most of my life. I just never really saw it as being very important. I always had better things to do, like sleeping in till the very last minute, every day, browsing social media, or even cleaning the kitchen. Everything else just seemed 1,000 times more important than making the bed. I liked having a made bed. I understood that it made the room look nicer throughout the day and it was more pleasant to crawl into at night. But I didn't like it enough to actually do it consistently. It wasn't until my husband and I moved into our first apartment, which we have recently left, that this started to change. We had spent the first year and a half of our marriage living with family because he was in school, but he had just graduated and we felt that it would be best to move out to a city with a lot of job opportunities to make the interview process easier for him. All his interviews ended up being remote, but I digress. It was really exciting being out on our own for the first time. It wasn't someone else's house, it was our house, and it was small, but we made the rules. We set the eating schedule and the menu, and we had a lot more privacy. It was fun. It was very fun, but it also became a little overwhelming for me. Overnight, I was the manager of a home. A small home, but a home nonetheless. Suddenly there was no other adult there to make sure that we had toilet paper, or eggs, or milk, or dish soap. That was all me. No cleaning lady was coming every other week to scrub the toilets and sweep the floors. Also me. I was the cleaning lady now. And I wasn't very good because the house was usually a big fat mess, like all the time. I started to feel really inadequate. Like this was something I should be able to do. This was something that should come naturally to me, and it just wasn't. I had managed a house before. My sister and I had rented out my brother's house from him, and I was pretty much in charge of cooking, cleaning, and shopping, but for some reason it felt way harder this time. Looking back, I think it's because the space was so much smaller. We really struggled with storage solutions because we didn't have a broom closet, a hall closet, a walk-in closet, so we were very limited there, and it just felt like the mess got out of control so easily. Someone once described living in a small city apartment like you dirty a cup and the whole house is in shambles. That is how it felt. I used my frustration to fuel me. I felt like there had to be a way to crack the cleaning code. I had done it before, I could do it again, right? So I tried everything. I tried cleaning schedules. I tried attaching cleaning to tasks like going to the bathroom. For example, after you go to the bathroom, pick up 10 things. I tried ignoring the mess. That one didn't work. But through a lot of trial and error, I feel like I actually did get it eventually. I mean, I'm still not perfect and probably never will be, but the improvement was 1,000%. I actually did make a whole video on the specific things that really helped me to start keeping the house clean all the time, and I'll actually link that in the cards for you and also in the description down below, so do watch that after this one. But one of the key points that I took away from all of this trial and error, all of these endless experiments, is that routine is key. The habits that you choose to repeat day in and day out will directly reflect in how your home looks. Whether those habits include things like a 15-minute tidy at the end of every night or throwing your jacket on the ground as soon as you walk in the door. These choices compound, they multiply, and the results are reflected in the life you live. My habits were bad. My habits were laziness and not picking up after myself, and it showed. And when I made an active effort to change those habits day in and day out, the home that I lived in reflected that and changed so much for the better. So even though I had all these goals for the day, including things like clutter pickups, bathroom wipe downs, one load of laundry, etc. There were a few things that I really, really tried to emphasize and repeat every single day, no matter what. Except for on Sundays, because on Sundays we're really rushing out the door to get to church on time. But every other day, no matter what. These things were making the bed and putting away the dishes. Putting away the dishes because it set me up for the rest of the day having a clean slate. And making the bed, why did I start making the bed? I think that there was a point when I realized that I wanted to start prioritizing a clean bedroom and a clean kitchen. And I would go back and forth on which one was more important to me. But ultimately, I just realized that the bedroom is the place where we spend a third of our lives. At the end of a long, hard day, the bedroom is where you come to find peace, rest, love, and comfort. It is the place where husband and wives come together. It is the place where we are refueled for the next day. I've heard before, and I've definitely experienced in my own life, how people concentrate better in a clean work environment, and they sleep better in a clean rest environment, like a bedroom. And when I picked out the color scheme for our room and the furniture, I did it with the intention of creating a calm and peaceful atmosphere. I didn't want bright colors, I didn't want loud items. I wanted it to feel relaxing, peaceful, beautiful, and enjoyable to be in. And I realized that not keeping the room clean and not making the bed was a complete contradiction to this. Because what is peaceful about a mess? What is peaceful about twisted, jumbled sheets that are half off the bed when you get in? Nothing. Nothing is peaceful about that. What is peaceful is a nice, clean room that doesn't smell bad, that doesn't have a laundry chair pile or old dishes lying around. And I wanted to give that to my husband, and I wanted it for myself as well. I felt like focusing on the bed was fitting with this whole endeavor to create a more peaceful environment in the bedroom, because the bed is the focal point of the room. And so having a made bed automatically makes the room look cleaner. Even if everything else is a disaster in it, if you have a made bed, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It also helped me to feel like I had accomplished something. A lot of times with the little house being so overwhelmingly messy, I just felt extremely overwhelmed, like I did not know where to start. Like it didn't matter where I started because it was too much and nothing I did was going to make a difference. But making the bed, it gave me back a sense of control, and like what I was doing did matter. It was making a difference. I didn't have to let the entire house get out of control. And even if the entire house was out of control, if the bed was made, that's one thing down. It just felt like a small win that positively affected my outlook on cleaning the rest of the house. After I started doing this consistently, I realized that not only did it make the room look nicer, not only did it make me more productive in the long run and more motivated to clean the rest of the house, but there were other benefits as well. I really grew to love the feeling of pulling back the covers and getting into a made bed at the end of the day. I spent most of my life sleeping on cheap mattresses, hand-me-down mattresses from siblings, dorm room mattresses, or $100 mattresses from Walmart, mattresses that were too short for me, mattresses with broken springs, and scratchy sheets. And during those years, I spent all of them not really caring if the bed was made. At this point, we have a nice bed. It's a Tempur-Pedic. It was a splurge. We also have really nice sheets. Our favorites are our bamboo set from Cozy Earth. Seriously, feels like slipping into butter. Also a splurge, but in my opinion, worth it. But even with these luxury items, it doesn't matter how much you spend. If you don't take care of your things, they're just not as enjoyable. If the sheets are twisted and half off the bed when you get into bed and you kind of have to fix it, but it's under the comforter and now you have to fix the comforter, but you're lying down and it's awkward. it's just not that nice. What is nice is pulling back the covers at the end of a long day, feeling like you're in some luxury hotel, and snuggling up under those sheets. I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard for me to explain, but make your bed for a week and you'll get it. Even without a fancy mattress or buttery soft sheets, you'll get it. And then the last benefit that was unexpected, I feel like it's created a better atmosphere, a more inviting atmosphere for marital activities. So that's all I'll say about that. Added bonus. I hope none of my brothers watch this video. If you are a homemaker, ultimately you are the gatekeeper of the home, and you have a lot of control over the feeling that your family, yourself, and your guests get from being in the home. Small choices like making the bed, teaching your kids to make their bed, it does make a difference. It might be subtle. It might even be hard for others to put their finger on it, but I think it just adds to the feeling of the home, the feeling of comfort, of order, of intention, of stewardship. And I think the feeling is what people often remember. The crazy thing that I found when I started making the bed was that it took me 5 minutes a day. I know this because I would brew our coffee in a French press, and it took 5 minutes to steep, and while it did, I would make the bed, and I could almost always finish in that time frame, give or take a few throw pillows. 5 minutes a day is a small sacrifice for such a huge gift to your husband, to yourself, to your family, to your home. It's a mundane thing, making the bed, but there is beauty in it. Now, if you care about made beds, then I am just positive that you care about having a cozier home. And that's why you should check out my next video on how to make your home more cozy right here next. It's a good one. You won't be disappointed. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more content around simpler living, biblical femininity, and the art of homemaking. Say that 5 times fast. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and I will see you in my next one.